Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the Charlotte Hornets versus the Portland Trail Blazers full game highlights, analysis, reaction, and review. Let's jump right into it. Now from last game, as we see Ant starting us off with the three-pointer right there. Ant didn't have the biggest game last game. We see LaMelo Ball come right back and match it. Shout out to the young kid LaMelo Ball, man. Once again, I also went, Ant again. Let's get Ant going early. This was you can tell from how energized the team was this game, to start the game, I should say. Not like they're not energized, but just it was an extra boost this game coming off that loss to the Nuggets. It was a weird confidence boost as far as we didn't play well, but yeah, we didn't get blown out. I mean, we were winning. That third quarter was good for us. So, I mean, it was some things to build on is what I'm saying. Coming back home. We're going to celebrate Dame tonight. You know what I'm saying? Coming back home, playing against the Charlotte Hornets. Not that they're a punching bag or anything like that, but it's a team that you feel confident that you should have a good chance to beat. So you can tell we were pretty amped up, ready to get right into it. Of course, you know, Justice still out as we see Keon with the finish right there. Gary Payton, still, you know, getting right. Nasir Little still out, you know what I'm saying? So it was an opportunity here for young guys again. Now this is how, and I bring this up, this is the reason I keep saying while I mention the injuries like that, because these are opportunities for guys to really prove themselves and to gain some minutes, you know what I'm saying? Not that, because everything isn't just going to be given to you, you know, especially, you know, again, we're not just using games, you know, we're trying to win games as well. Now, it's a fine line that we got to toe because we want to accomplish both, and we're capable of doing that. So this is a game you want to definitely see how the young guys respond with this opportunity to get out here and play fast against this Charlotte Hornets team. You're going to have to match how they play, right? Finally, LaMelo Ball has been given the keys. So this team is but this team is a reflection of who he is as a player. So you're going to have to get out there and run. You know what I'm saying? So this was a good game to see. And not only that, but you could hear Dame even mention it sometimes during the huddles. And I even I would ask this, and you could go back to some of my videos. In the beginning of the season, we were getting the ball and pushing it. We were going. We were creating fast break opportunities. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and it's not just because it's something trendy. It is trendy to do that now, but it's something we have a good team to do that. And that's just something we should utilize. Whatever our strengths are, no matter what, no matter if it's traditional or not, we should utilize our strengths. You know what I'm saying? Damn, you hear me struggling with this cold still. But I got to catch up on these videos, man. I appreciate you guys bearing with me. But as we see Jeremy Grant with the strong finish right there. As I said before, he continues to play strong and to get stronger, because that will be needed in the playoffs. Much so. Dame with the nice finish right there. And this was a good night for the guys to feel good. You know, Dame being back home in front of his home crowd after, you know, breaking the record, all-time leading scorer in Trailblazer history. And then we get to Nurk, you know what I'm saying? Nurk had a big day hitting those threes. And shout out to Nurk, you know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, the way he's shooting the ball, again, I mentioned before in my earlier videos that the team doesn't get to practice all the time. You know, it's not like that, you know. So for him to be able to shoot this way, I mean, he had to have always had a good touch, a good shot, just never utilizing it that much because it's there, you know. And teams are going to have to respect it. And that's going to open things up even more for our offense. So, and even for Nurk, as you saw with him just right there. Nice right there by Jeremy Grant. So this is something that the team is using to learn and to build. Again, this is what I was saying in the last video about, you know, those 3 days coming up where the practice time would be necessary. Man, that it's going to be good to utilize that time and to work on those things as a unit, you know. Excuse me. As we see Ant with the nice finish right there. So it's good to see, you know, to the things that you want to build on or correct, you know what I'm saying, or eliminate, you know. It's good to recognize those things as we see Nurk again. And this is something obviously we're going to build on. Obviously we're not going to game plan for Nurk to shoot a certain amount of threes or hit a certain amount of threes no matter what analytics says. But we're definitely going to game plan for Nurk to be able to take those threes if the defense is allowing it or daring him to shoot it. You know what I'm saying? As we see Dame doing what Dame does. And it'll be good to see, like I said before, how the young guys build off of a game like this. And then also that brings me, and what I mean by a game like this is a game where you can feel good, get out here and run, and you know, just like stuff like that, you know, where you kind of know you're going to have an opportunity to get out and do some things. Are you going to do it? And are you going to build on it? As I look at Drew was talking stuff when he hit that three. Him and Nurk, man, I said this before. You can go to my other videos. I love the way that they have this healthy competition. Nurk is such a great guy. They have this healthy competition. Oh, did he? Go ahead, LaMelo. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it's a good thing to have those little healthy competitions within your team. Guys just pushing each other to get better, do better, and to outplay each other. You know, in a good, healthy team environment. You know what I'm saying? That was a tough shot right there by Terry Rozier, who I believe had a terrible shooting game this particular game. Nurk shot the ball way better than Terry. Was like 2 for 20. Nurk was like 5 for 5 until the end of the game when he decided he wanted to. I mean, you know, Nurk felt it. Nurk was happy, and he even said it. I believe he said, "Man, I was happy." You know what I'm saying? Nurk took 2 kind of ill-advised threes at the end and mess up his percentage. You know what I'm saying? He'll learn. I'm sure one of the coaches spoke to him about that. You know what I'm saying? Don't mess up your percentage, big fella. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, this was one of those get things right, you know, get right games. An opportunity to get things right, especially going into and you did not want to have 4 losses going into this time off to kind of, you know, stew in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, that's going to make you kind of refocus and come back with some fire, maybe. But it definitely is a little better to feel good about yourself going into this little break. And what I mean by break is, bang, go ahead, Nurk, having the opportunity to get some practice in, break from games. That's what I make that clear. So, that was that nice 2-pointer right there that they changed. Made sure it was a 2. It was a 2. But that was a get right game. It was great. You know, unleash Nurk. So now teams got to, you know, they see if this is what Nurk can do, you got a game plan against that, and that changes everything. And this brings me to what I was saying before about being able to change your appetite. So before we get out of here, let me just say, shout out to Nurk. I probably said it before, but I'm going to say it again. Nurk has done a fantastic job, and whoever has helped him with it, I don't know if it's Coach Rogers or Nurk's, his personal team that he has working with him. Man, he's done a great job of kind of redirecting that appetite and then thriving on it. You know what I'm saying? He's still getting numbers. He's still doing things, but now he's out the way. He's creating new opportunities for himself and his teammates. I mean, you can only respect that. You know what I'm saying? It's not an easy thing to do when a coach asks you, you know, if you want to stay on this team or you want to stay on this league or whatever, you might have to change your appetite and have a different desire towards the things that you're after. While other players may not have to change anything, you know what I'm saying? But yet you playing alongside those guys. And Nurk did it beautifully. I hope other guys can see that and do whatever's needed to be done. Josh said he did it. He said he you know, used to having different roles on teams. But I will say, you know, and he knows on this team, that doesn't have to be his focus. So he's another guy. We'll go ahead and Josh as well. You know what I'm saying? He changes now. He changed his appetite coming into it, so he was already aware of how to do that. So it's good to see Nurk do it, thriving, happy. Remember, his head used to be down. Remember, you know, all the complaining, the palms up. I have this thing about palms up when guys put their palms up, complaining or just making those gestures. I don't like it. But anyway, you don't see that as much anymore, if at all. You know what I'm saying? Because he's happy about what he's doing, and now he feels satisfied about his contribution. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't sure at first, but then you just got to trust. You know what I'm saying? This staff, Coach Billups, I mean, it's a nice vision. You know what I'm saying? The GM, Cronin, you know, it's a nice vision. You know what I'm saying? They know what they want, you know, and they know it can work. So it's just a matter of molding it together to what that vision looks like. You know what I'm saying? And it's just going to take some trust, and it's going to take some time, you know? And at times, we're all going to get frustrated with that. I mean, even Coach Billups, you know, he might get frustrated with some of the time that it's taking some of the rookies to apply that sort of intensity and intention that we spoke about in the last video. That's something that's very important, intensity and intention. So we'll see how the guys apply it after this break from games. We'll be right back at it against the Golden State Warriors, against Klay Thompson, who reportedly, I mean, I don't know. But let me just say this. Because I'll be on Twitter and I see people saying all kind of stupid stuff. I'm going to just say this. The NBA is a fraternity. It's brotherhood, okay? These guys respect each other to a high degree. Very pridefully. Very pridefully. With that being said, the respect level that they have for each other is unbelievable. Even though you hear people talk about Russ, right? You hear people talk about, now, not anymore. Russ has been playing good coming off the bench. Now he's 6th man of the year. That fast. He was terrible, should be out the league. Now he's 6th man of the year. But players in the league, ain't nothing wrong with Russ. They just need to get out Russ' way. They need to figure out how to use Russ. They need to get, you know what I'm saying, LeBron out of Russ's way. You know, things like that. Players knew. You know what I'm saying? So, my point is, there's a lot of players who would love, a lot of players. Next time you watch the game, there's a lot of players who would love to play for Chauncey Billups. Okay? Next time you watch a game, see if you can point out, or you can go back and watch the last couple games if you want, 3. But watch how many times an opposing guard or opposing player always makes a point to go hug or shake Chauncey's hand, to go give him a hug or shake his hand, to show some sort of respect and admiration. All right? That goes a long way, especially when it comes time to add certain pieces to a budding basketball team. You see what I'm saying? So now that takes us back to the reports that maybe Klay would have some interest. And again, and that would take me to what I was saying about this team is a championship team with Ant coming off the bench. And not in a demotion, but just in a way to free him up completely to be the killer Ant that he is. You know what I'm saying? That this team will be a championship team when that happens. Now, if this team continues to have to rely on Ant to be that guy as the starter at the 2, night in and night out on offense and defense at 23 years old, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if Ant's ready for that, y'all. That's a lot. And he's good. Ant is tremendous. But that's a lot. You know, going against some of the better twos in the world. Ant having to D up Kyrie sometimes, switching out, on him, on Luka, Ja. And those are the on-ball guards. What about the off guards? You know what I'm saying? Not saying that he's not capable or anything. I'm just saying that's a lot to ask him to stop those guys or to deal with those guys and to outscore those guys or to always match those guys game in and game out and with the pressure on in the playoffs. That's kind of a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm wrong, though. I mean, that wouldn't be the first. Maybe I'm wrong. Like, I thought we should have beat the Thunder that second game by 10. You know what I'm saying? That didn't happen. So that's that Jekyll and Hyde thing, the two different teams. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, we definitely have an opportunity to be a ball club that a lot of people can see us becoming. We just have to keep doing those steps and getting there. Keep taking those steps and getting there. And in my opinion, on the way there, Ant is he's your solidified sixth man of the year. Because who's going to be able to deal with him coming off that bench? And he's free. You know what I'm saying? And now you help the bench numbers, which have been struggling. But again, that's futuristic. We're not, right now you have to put Ant. You have to start Ant. Who you gonna put in that spot for him? So even with Gary Payton healthy, it's still, I don't know. Whichever way Coach Billups wants to go, best believe it's going to be what he feels is the best way for this ball club. So we look forward to seeing what that looks like and being along for the ride. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is fantastic being on this ride, watching this team grow, and seeing potentially some of the great things that can happen, especially, and then you still got Jonathan Butler, seeing what he's going to look like. I mean, there's still some good questions that needs to be answered for this ball club, and it could be some really good answers. So let's check it out. You know what I'm saying? Let's enjoy this growth period, and let's get out here and try to win some games. You know what I'm saying? And let's see what happens the rest of this season as we get to the midpoint. Well, I thank you guys for joining me. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. All right.